Okay, let's just get this out of the way. The world of e-commerce, it's been completely flipped on its head. So if you're still chasing that old get-rich-quick dropshipping dream, well, I've got some pretty brutal news. That whole model, it's not just fading away, it's been totally swept away by this massive wave of consumer awareness that has, permanently changed the rules of the game.
And I'm not exaggerating here. That old strategy, you know the one, shipping cheap, kind of questionable products from some warehouse halfway across the world with those painfully long delivery times, it's completely obsolete. It's done. Why? Because the consumer has evolved, and that old playbook, yeah, it's been burned to the ground.
So that's the big question, right? What's the only way to actually succeed in e-commerce in 2026? And that's exactly what we're diving into. Because, look, while one door has definitely slammed shut, a much more exciting, profitable, and honestly a way more sustainable one has just swung wide open. It all comes down to three things: integrity, transparency, and real, genuine value.
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. That old dream of just easy money, it's officially over. And the reason is simple. The customer isn't just a passive spectator anymore, not even close. They're informed, they're critical, and they are absolutely driven by values that go way, way beyond just finding the lowest price tag. You know, this whole failed model actually has a name. It's called fast commerce, and it was all about the relentless pursuit of speed and volume, no matter the cost. For what, like a decade? It totally dominated the internet. But now, it's being completely eclipsed. So let's break down exactly why it collapsed so spectacularly. And what's so wild is how all these factors just created the perfect storm. You know what I'm talking about. The market got absolutely flooded with identical, low-quality junk. And that bred this deep, deep distrust from customers. People just got tired of waiting weeks for a disappointing product to finally show up in a mountain of non-recyclable plastic. The bottom line is, ethics aren't optional anymore. They are the new foundation for getting a sale. And this right here, this really paints the picture of the shift. We're moving from a game of sheer volume to a game of real value. The lowest price, it just doesn't win anymore. What wins is a brand's integrity and its story. Those remote, anonymous warehouses are being replaced by local, ethical suppliers. And that long, opaque shipping, it's giving way to fast, green, and totally transparent delivery. It is a complete and total paradigm shift.
Right at the heart of this whole revolution is someone we're calling the 2026 conscious consumer. And this person, they want to know where their product comes from. Seriously, if you can't answer that question with precision and just plain honesty, you've already lost the sale. They are in control now, and it's their values that dictate where the money flows, period.
Okay, so how in the world do you win with this new kind of consumer? Let's get to the good stuff, the new playbook. We're going to explore 3 evolved, sustainable business models that are designed not just for a quick buck, but for building a real, lasting brand with some serious impact.
All right, model number 1. This one is so powerful because it's so simple. It's called the local hero. And what it does is it directly attacks the biggest flaws of that old system, basically by doing the exact opposite of what everyone used to do. So think about this. Instead of maximizing distance just to get the lowest cost, you minimize it to get the greatest value. You partner with suppliers in your target market's country or even their continent. You slash shipping times from weeks down to like 48 hours. You drastically reduce CO2 emissions, you get higher quality products, and you support local economies. But here's the real kicker. It gives you an incredible, authentic brand story that your competitors just can't copy. You can literally show the faces behind the products. You're selling an identity, not just another item. Okay, on to model number 2, circular curation. This one taps into one of the absolute biggest economic trends happening right now, the circular economy. I mean, the world is already full of stuff, right? The challenge isn't just making more, it's about putting the valuable things we already have back into circulation.
So with this model, your role completely changes. You're not just a seller, you become an elite curator. You focus on high-quality refurbished goods, upcycled stuff, or pre-owned items. You tap into that booming second-hand market. And the beauty of this is that the ethics are baked right into the product. It transforms a purchase into like an active conscious activism. It's a win for their wallet and a win for the planet. All right, now for our third and most advanced model. This is kind of the ultimate goal for the really serious entrepreneur. It's called the hybrid brand. And the key idea here is that dropshipping becomes your launchpad, not your final destination. So here's how it works, and it's brilliant. First, you use zero inventory dropshipping just to test out an ultra-sustainable product idea. You're just validating. Then, once the data proves there's real market demand, without you risking a ton of money, you go back and collaborate with that same supplier to launch your own exclusive product line. See? You use the system to build a unique brand, basically risk-free. But hold on, having one of these awesome ethical models, that's not enough, not by a long shot. How you talk about it, that's everything. For 2026, you have to sell your values with something I'm calling radical transparency. Because look, the biggest danger, the biggest trap you can fall into is greenwashing. You know, faking your eco-credentials just for marketing points. Today's consumer has a finely tuned, let's call it a hypocrisy detector. They will see right through it, and you will lose their trust forever. Honesty is your only currency.
So here's a perfect example of weak, old-way marketing. Slapping a phrase like sustainable shipping on your site. What does that even mean? It means nothing. It builds zero trust. It just feels like a lazy attempt to check a box. But this is powerful marketing. This is the new way. We chose 4-day delivery instead of 24-hour to reduce carbon emissions by 40%. Thank you for your conscious patience. Do you see the difference? It's specific, it's honest, and you're turning a potential negative, slower shipping, into a shared value. You're making the customer a hero in the story. This is marketing that doesn't hide the truth, it turns it into a point of pride.
So you're probably thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but where do I even begin? Let's wrap this up with a really clear, actionable roadmap to get you started on this path.
All right, your first 3 steps. Step 1, choose your passion. Pick a niche where you genuinely care about the mission, because this stuff takes commitment. Step 2, find partners who are aligned with your values. This means ditching the mass catalogs and actually seeking out local artisans or certified suppliers. And 3, build your platform smartly. Use tools that let you focus on your brand story, not on technical headaches.
Really, the most crucial takeaway is this. The new formula for success is crystal clear. This isn't about sacrificing profit for your principles. Not at all. In this new economy, your positive impact is directly tied to your long-term profit. The more good you do, the more the market is going to reward you.
And that leaves us with one final question. The future of e-commerce. It's already here, and it's in your hands. So the choice is yours. Will you choose to just be another seller of objects, or will you be a leader of change?